Republican who was the chair at that time, Porter Goss, who later joined the intelligence community itself, he said that she was briefed very directly on the use of waterboarding in the past tense. Now, she says continually now she was never told it was used, only that it was authorized. Stick to this point if you can, Congressman Sestak. Is this fighting over how many angels can dance on the head of a pin? Or are we really into a problem here of testimony?
Yeah, we are into an issue of accountability. I believe that's the most dire issue we have here in Washington, D.C. is congressional executive branch accountability, whether it's by an individual or whether we have a commission that looks into this. Look, it is 1,000 angels on a head to some degree. We aren't going to know how to improve it. Did her secrecy oath prevent her from saying it or not? There's only one way, Chris, to get to this. And we've got some debris in our wake. And before this ship of state can continue on, we have got to have a nonpartisan, that is a bipartisan, but it should be retired judges or someone. Keep it out of Congress because of all this fighting you hear, and have people investigate this and look into it so we can apply lessons learned for the future. Can Congress, should it, how could it do better? That's the issue besides the executive branch.
Chris?
You want to have a commission? Do you want witnesses speaking under oath?
Yes, they should have it. Here's what they do.
Including the speaker. Including the speaker.
Two things. If in way it is in the military, if an airplane crashes, there's two investigations. One, criminal court-martial to see if something should be done. That, right. And the Justice Department should turn that over to the court. On the other hand, we give immunity to everyone, the same people, to come before the commissions to say, what can we learn so that we don't crash again, and we can't crash again like this in the United States.
Well, if there's immunity in the second case and the first one's a criminal matter, then they have to be under oath in both cases, right?
Yes.
Chris
Mr. Sestak, you would put the speaker under oath here as well, the speaker.
I'd put anyone in America under oath if we can help improve good governance and accountability.
Hey, Chris.
Mr. Lundgren, would you put these people under oath, including the speaker, in this regard?
If we're going to
Truth Commission.
If we're going to go down this line, I don't believe in a Truth Commission, but if we're going to go down this line, it's got to be the legislative leaders as well as the executive branch leaders to know what they're doing, know what they did. But actually, what we ought to be thinking about is the context in which these decisions were made. We forget what we were at. We were within a year of 9/11. We were having attacks around the world. There were people dying in other countries, allies of ours. We were trying to obtain the best information we had at the time. Now, all of a sudden, people have forgotten that, and they want to make judgments outside the context of what happened at that time. And I think that leads us to erroneous conclusions. Secondly, remember what happened with the Church Commission. Yes, we had recommendations that came forward with respect to intelligence committees, but we also had a decimation of a whole generation of operatives in the CIA, human intelligence. And when the 9/11 Commission pointed out that that was one of the great failings of our intelligence prior to 9/11, we lost a generation of people that could get us information. And I fear we could have that same thing happen again, and that will not only affect us, it will affect our children and our grandchildren.
Okay, well, I agree with you on many points here, but again, let's not lose the truth here. Denying a person oxygen is torture. Thank you very much, U.S. Congressman Joe Sestak and U.S. Congressman Dan Lundgren. Up next is President Obama, writer